Friends of Grey Rhino, very good to be seeing you once again. Just to recap, in the last two Grey Rhino video, we spoke about macroeconomic factors and how they affect asset prices. And in the last Grey Rhino video, we look at one of the specific factor, interest rates. What shall we look at today? Let's look at liquidity. Over the last 13 years, from before the start of the Great Recession in 2007 till today, the Federal Reserve balance sheets has increased from $900 billion to $7.4 trillion, an increase of 6.5 trillion, or a 7 times increase. 6.5 trillion is basically a 6 with 12 zeros behind. And that's the amount of money that has been created by the Federal Reserve over the last 13 years. And this great amount of money created has gone into asset prices, and that has driven up prices of stocks, properties, and many other asset prices. So how is this going to end? So I think it's good to look at how liquidity is affecting asset prices. The Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell shared at the Web Symposium at Princeton University on 14th of January 2021. And he shared that the monthly money creation of 120 billion is unlikely to end soon, because a lesson that he learned from the Great Recession is not to stop this money creation too early. Otherwise, it may not prop up the economy enough. This means that these symptoms of massive liquidity is likely to last for a while more, or maybe a long time more. And what is the effect of this? Let me share with you through an example of one company called QuantumScape. The QuantumScape is a company that invents and manufactures solid-state lithium batteries, which is to be used in electric cars. And as all of you may know, last year was really a story of electric cars. For example, the likes of Tesla went up 750% over last year. So QuantumScape IPO'd in September 2020 at a price of around $9.80. 4 months later, by Christmas 2020, guess what is the stock price of QuantumScape? From $9.80, it went up all the way to $114 just before Christmas, an increase of 11 times over 4 months. And more shockingly, this company is revenue free. What does revenue free means? It means that it has not made a single dollar of revenue, yet its stock price has already gone up 11 times. And the founder of the company said he has not got a solution of how to be commercializing their products. And what I call this is speculation. And when there's massive liquidity, a lot of money chasing unlimited assets, that is a symptom, where asset prices are running up ahead of reality. So with this situation, how shall we position ourselves as investors? Firstly, just talking about equities, I think it's very important to be differentiating companies where their success is already a reality versus companies where their success is still a concept. For companies where their success is already a reality, for example, companies like say TSMC, Microsoft. For example, if a crisis were to hit and they'll get wounded, for them they will go into the general ward. However, like patients going into the general ward, they will all recover. What this means is the assets will have a volatility, a bit, maybe a pretty sharp one, but they're likely to recover. So you're not going to lose your money if you hold these companies through the crisis. How about companies where their success is a concept? Well, I think there's a high probability when these companies get injured, you will go directly to a mortuary. And like patients who go to a mortuary, they never recover. So like companies like that, you may suffer a permanent loss of capital. And hence, I think it's important to be separating the two so that we can be investing money in companies where their success is already a reality. And even for such companies, I'm not going to put all my money into such companies, because I say if a crisis were to happen, the volatility will still be very sharp. And hence, I would like to be placing at most 50% of my wealth into such companies. The remaining 50%, I'll be content to be putting them into assets like cash, safe bonds, or gold. A bit in times like that, the prices of such assets may not be rising very fast, but I think they are very, very good cushion, such that if that day when the liquidity rush is over, and stock price come falling down, at least that only represents half of my assets. The other half are still going to be very well intact. And the better news is, when the stock price comes falling down, with cash, with bonds, with gold, where the prices are intact, I can then be using assets here to be buying stocks where the prices are very attractively valued and allow me to ride the up wave when these stocks eventually recovers. So that today is how I will be positioning my assets. I hope today will give you some insights of what the current situation is like, what are the risks, and how to be positioning your assets. Like what Lei Jin, who is the founder of Xiaomi, he mentioned, a pig can fly when it's at the center of the whirlwind. But guess what happened to the same pig when the whirlwind dies down? I think the pig is going to fall very quickly. And like, so long as this liquidity rush is here, I think we're going to enjoy a good times where asset prices are continuing to go up, and as investors, we're going to enjoy good returns. But while making good returns, let's be very mindful, because one day when the whirlwind dies down, the pig is going to fall down very quickly. So I hope I give you good insights into how to position your assets at times like that, so that we can be enjoying the ride while be very careful about the risk we are in today. So if you like what I've shared today, I would like to encourage you to be penning down your comments below, so that we could be interacting and I could be knowing what you are thinking, whether you agree with what I say, whether you don't, or you got other valuable comments to be adding. So I will end the video today, and till the next time, see you. If you'd like to be listening regularly to the Grey Rhino YouTube to gain more financial knowledge and also investment wisdom, do subscribe below to the Grey Rhino YouTube channel and remember to turn on your notification.